Welcome once again to InkSlingers TV. I'm Isha Rosli.
And I'm Guan Yinxin. Here are the top stories for this edition. Australia's housing situation become a crisis.
Raising awareness for menstrual health and safe sex education.
And I'm Aoyong Shannon with more light-hearted pieces a little later on. Like where to party if you're not into alcohol.
We start off with economic environment changes, with university students in Malaysia facing increasing financial pressure. With the 6% service tax on international students' tuition fees already in effect, adding to the already high living costs, the overall financial burden on higher education is increasing. So what do students at Taylor's University think about this? Goh Ningshin has the story.
From July 1st, the Malaysian government will officially impose a 6% service tax on education-related fee for all international students. For most international students, the sudden fee changes have a significant impact.
I think the 6% tax limit will influence on my financial situation. Tuition is already expensive, and now with the hair exchange and the tax, it is more pressure for me. The cost of living is also going up. I feel everything expensive, especially rent. So it's really hard for me. Yeah. Actually, reduce actual expenses except for eating. I'll also try to control unnecessary expenses. I think it would help if the university had a cheaper canteen, because the food on campus now is too expensive for me.
Although local students will not be affected by this tax increase, they are also feeling the pressure of rising living costs due to recent increase in electricity and commodity price.
I understand the increase, obviously, but at some point it's a bit too much, especially the electric charges. When it went up, it's kind of a burden for me and my family, as because we really like baking, so increase in the electric charges is gonna be quite huge for me. But I do choose where to go and where not to go for my entertainment with my friends or something like that. We decided to go for places that maybe is worth the price, or just cheaper places that have cost us lesser SST or something like that. It would be nice to have support also from the school, more buggy system, or maybe free parking for the students, something like that maybe. Yeah, I think it would help a lot for the expenses that students have to come.
As the new policy is gradually implemented, how to reduce the actual burden on students while ensuring national fiscal goals will become an important consideration for education policymakers. I'm Ningxin reporting from the InkSlingers TV.
From silent struggles to student action, Launchpad 2.0 is bringing menstrual health and safe sex education into the spotlight. Ahead of a growing youth movement for change, Taylor's hostel management hosted the Call to Action Day, a bold student-led effort to challenge stigma and raise awareness about period poverty. The event brought together NGOs, experts, and students to raise awareness on menstrual health poverty and safe sex education, especially for refugees and Orang Asli girls. Here's Sia Yusin with more on how conversations turn into action.
Co-organized with the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, the Federation of Reproductive Health Association Malaysia, and the Campus Universal Clinic, the event opened up conversations on menstrual health, sexual education, and support for Orang Asli group. The whole feel open and practical. Both offer clear take-home brochures, take what you need condoms, and interactive health models, so students could ask real questions without fear or stigma.
We want this community to be able to make their own tax and also use that as an income stream, because we want to provide that income generation to them.
UNHCR ran two booths, one featuring a refugee artist's work and book, and another showcasing and selling reusable packets with equipment on display. It wasn't only about outreach, it was about equipping students with knowledge they can use and share. The opening segment also looked back at earlier volunteer work, showing through short videos and displays, from selling reusable fabric pads for oral and athlete girls to preparing lesson packs and delivering workshops in unserved communities. The takeaway was clear: consistent hands-on contributions add up. The call to action day on 5th July ended with the call for volunteers, outlining roles, support, and future plans. By the time the session closed, the sign-up sheets were filling fast, a clear sign that the conversation started here will carry on well beyond this room.
From breaking period stigma to supporting refugee community, today's event sparked more than just conversation. It sparked change. I'm Xie Yuxin, reporting from InkSlingers TV.
In a spirited collaboration, the Youth Policy Lab and the Tailored Chinese Broadcasting Club hosted an engaging sharing session aimed at bridging the gap between Gen Z and politics, providing a rare platform for local elected officials to hear directly from young Malaysians about their views on the nation's political landscape. Aoyong Shannon has the detail.
Taylor's Chinese Broadcasting Club, in collaboration with Youth Policy Lab, recently held a special sharing session aimed at helping students better understand Malaysia's political landscape. The session featured YB Lee Chen Chong, who engaged with the students by addressing their questions and concerns about political issues that matter most to the younger generations. This collaboration highlights the importance of open dialogue, empowering students to voice their thoughts and gain valuable insights into the country's future.
I think the government has been trying to get youth participate in political process to, of course, various degrees of success. I think we still need to do a lot more, especially from campus, because university students have all the knowledge and equipped with the ability also to affect change. We need more clubs, activities, and more outreach. I think young parliament is a good idea, but it's not enough. Why don't we bring parliament, say, to campus so that we can deliberate more issues, not just about youth itself, but also about the country. So I think outreach is the key, that we really need to do a lot more engagement, be it from the parliament, from Putrajaya, or even our judiciary system. Yeah, the public relation department of judiciary system, legislative system, and the executive branch should do a lot more. I think we need to first speak their language. I sense detachment sometimes from the older generation. It can be sense of complacency or generational gap, so that I think those that are old can, I think, keep on retaining the power within the same group of people. So I think it's time to change, and we need to get more youth to come forward. At the same time, we need also to I think do a lot more we call it awareness, yeah, so that we can speak their language. At the same time, we can also get them to participate, to be part of the stakeholders to affect change.
This session helped bridge the gap between youth and policymakers, leaving students more informed and inspired about Malaysia's political future. This is Aoyong Shannon from InkSlingers.
Coming up after the break, students struggling to go down under.
Between 2023 and 2025, Australia's overall housing prices surged by 4.6%, with the average price in New South Wales reaching around 1.2 million Australian dollars. Local middle-class families and international students hoping to immigrate down under are facing unprecedented housing pressure. What are the driving forces behind this price surge, which is quickly becoming a housing crisis? Yan Zixuan has this story.
Australia is known for its beautiful landscapes and low population density. It has long been a popular immigration destination for Asians. However, sharp rise in Australian housing prices is often overlooked in recent years. According to data from Australian Property Investor magazine, The median house price in New South Wales rose from 712,000 AUD in 2023 to 746,000 AUD in 2024. To understand the real situation and the underlying factors, I interviewed Erin, a Malaysian student currently studying at Macquarie University in Sydney.
When I was still staying in the dorm, I used to pay 480 and then now it went up to 530. So when I moved out, if I'm not wrong, last year I checked and the prices was about, because it goes by weekly, it was about 600 average per week, but then now it went up to about 700 to 800. So I feel like it really depends on the area. The land, there's not much like land space that is, let's say in the city, if you're studying, if you're a student, that's close to like transport universities, because there's also a lot of international students. Yeah, everyone wants a spot. So I think you have to like fight for it really if you want.
As an Asian, if you are planning to study or immigrate to Australia, you need to carefully consider the rising cost of living there. Once you have made up your mind, Erin recommends setting a budget higher than the market rate and contacting the landlord at least 1 month before arrival. I'm Zixuan, reporting from InkSlingers TV.
For many young Malaysians, dreaming big can come with big resistance, especially from those closest to them. Taylor's performing art tackle this reality through the stage with their latest production, Let Me Go. Then Emotion took to the stage for this story.
Let Me Go is a student production, but beneath the surface, it quietly confronts what it means to dream in a world that still judges where you come from. Long before it reached an audience, it began as a quiet collaboration between two voices. We spoke to one of the writers about how it took shape.
Hi, my name is Mark Bo de Silva. So I was assigned to help Dakshu, the graduating student, to come up with a production practicum. And the one thing she wants to discuss is how, as a brown person in Malaysia, how she is navigating the entertainment scene, the challenges in the entertainment scene. Also, when we first started writing the piece, it was in non-linear form. So the story was jumping back and forth in time. And then after that, we thought, okay, maybe to make it more accessible, we decided to have a more linear storyline. So creative decisions like that. Thank you.
What started as a personal reckoning slowly became something larger. We spoke to the lead actress herself about that journey.
Hi, I'm Dakshu, and I'm a final year student of Bachelor's in Performing Arts. I had a clear vision of the story, but the subtext of the story did change along the way, along the months coming, because we started the process back in November 2024, and it was derived from a lot of personal experiences, but along the way, so myself and Mark actually worked together, and we were like, maybe let's talk about other people's story at the same time, so I had to also interview other people, other brown people who have actually been in the performing arts industry, who have actually faced racism before in the performing arts industry. Along with that, the main plot, the main story is actually around the topic of, around the theme of passion, actually. A lot to do with an individualist mindset, how a goal-oriented girl from Malaysia actually goes on and pursues her dream and rather wants to pursue, but there's also like all the other drama that happens from the family and how society treats her and so on and so forth. It's a bit personal actually. So Nira has been waking me up at about 5 a.m. in the morning. Clinically, I can be called a schizophrenic for this because you get very drawn into the character. So you start to feel a lot like the character. And a bit of text is that Nira is not a very bright person. As much as she really wants to do what she wants to do, as much as she's very motivated and all that, but she's not very bright. She's still very uninformed and all that. So I would say in that terms, there is a lot of emotional drive, emotional aspect to actually bringing out this character as who Nira is. So yeah, I was focusing, I wanted to focus on telling a local story because I can't really speak for the rest. I see, once again, when it comes to racism, it really happens a lot in Malaysia, where no one is actually afraid, no one is actually having that sensitivity to actually, oh, maybe this might be offensive to another race or what. There's no second thought of that when it comes to castings and all that. Racism as well as colorism, so yeah. Just looking at my own family, because honestly, it was not really in my I didn't really think of writing a family oriented story. It just came along the way because of Marx. He said that why don't Nira is actually based off a bit of Dakshu's character, a bit of my character, where maybe you can just understudy your family and see, you know, what are the key points that you can get from their daily life or their dynamic, the family dynamic and all that. And Nira comes from a very supportive family, but at the same time, there is a bit of a conflict here and there because her parents are still like concerned. Thank you.
With her words in mind, we watch how those ideas are brought to life on stage. From overlooked talent to tense family ties, the performance blended conflict, comedy, and quiet resolve, echoing what the creators set up to say. Blending humor and heart, the play struck a chord, leaving audiences with more than just a few laughs. This was Zainab Morshed with InkSlingers TV.
Subang Jaya turned into a battleground of cue master with the launch of the Kejohanan Billiards MBSJ, showcasing talent, strategy, and sportsmanship in every shot. Our reporter, Aoyun Shannon, had a story.
Precision, passion, and plenty of energy. The Kejohanan Billiard MBSJ, a collaboration between the Subang Jaya City Council and Asia Club, brought Malaysian university students together in a celebration of skill, focus, and sportsmanship, proving billiards is more than just a game.
Well, it seems like not too bad, but MPSJ and Asia Club, we already put in a lot of efforts, man. Because as you know, those days they have a very bad impression on this kind of sport. So we try our best to change their mindset. Okay, but luckily we get their response slowly, and they can accept these sports.
Organized to showcase rising talent, the championship gave a platform to cue sport enthusiasts ready to make their mark. With every shot, the hall buzzed with excitement as players pushed their limits and built team spirit along the way.
Okay, as you know, now the new generations, what they love, playing handphone, social medias. They need sports, man. They need sports. Okay, that's why we work out with MPSJ. We hopefully they have proper sports. Even though these sports, we can really bring up some families too. Okay, then they can spend time with their children to play with these sports. Otherwise, phone doesn't help much, man.
The Kejohanan Billiard MBSJ showcased the rising wave of cue sports in Malaysia, with a new generation of players ready to make their mark. This is Aoyong Shannon from InkSlinger.
Coming up after the break, partying with loud music and coffee? Yes, it is a thing. Shannon's got all that and more next.
Kuala Lumpur is witnessing a growing trend of daytime gatherings known as coffee raves, where DJs spin music and attendees connect over coffee instead of the usual nightlife drinks. These events offer a different kind of social experience, blending music, caffeine, and conversation in a casual setting. So, what draws people to this new scene and how does it fit into a city evolving social landscape? Isha Rosalie went partying for this story.
While coffee raves, daytime parties featuring DJs and coffee, may sound a bit intimidating to some, but Monet in the City's Party Jam session held on July 11th opted for a different take. The event ran from 6 to 8 p.m., playing a curated setlist of mostly R&B tracks that set a relaxed sunset ambience for the Friday evening crowd. Joining us is Dini, the DJ behind the event. We'll be talking to him about the inspiration behind his set and also his opinion on the alternative social events in Kuala Lumpur.
My name is Dini. I'm a DJ. At the same time, I have a full-time job as a fashion advisor. I always wanted to create a warm and soulful vibe. The song selection is more towards, I lean heavy into R&B. I learned how to be confident, how to read the room, the audience, and then just let the music do the talk.
So how does a space like Monet in the City curate these events? We spoke to the store manager, who goes by Stu, to find out what goes into hosting an event like this.
Like people who work here, right? They finish work at 5. Knowing the fact that it's Friday, they're supposed to enjoy their weekends. No, they have to go through the rush hour. So they decided to come over to chill with us so that they could escape the jam, but at the same time, party, but in a halal way.
As the night wrapped up at Monet in the City, guests stuck around, appreciating the mellow beats. Events like these show how KL's social scene is changing, and it's not just about late nights. KL is offering more choices for people to enjoy the city together. I'm Isha Rosley, reporting for InkSlingers TV.
With the launch of their latest OOO Reno 14 series, OOO Malaysia held their very first OOO Music Festival. In collaboration with Warner Music Malaysia and featuring an all-local lineup, the event drew a crowd of 4,000 music lovers to Heritage Valley, celebrating a special Satu Malaysia experience and proving that weekday nights can be just as lively as weekends. Jocelyn Ng has the story.
No emails, no meetings, just music. Right now, I'm here at OOO Music Festival, a collaboration between OOO Malaysia and Warner Music Malaysia. Featuring all homegrown tailors, let's see how they are turning up the heat and getting the crowd moving.
别for no Salin。
这整个场地是蛮 OK 啊，蛮大的，而且我觉得现场的氛围很好。
The lineup is so cool. I know all the artists here.
是很Satu Malaysia 的感觉，
而且它还有食物，还有水可以喝，我觉得蛮不错的整体。
而且看到Malay people 还有就是三大种族一起为同一个种族的歌手喊的时候啊，就很 proud of we are Malaysian
Yeah, how your vibe?
Awesome lah. So thank you dekat OOO dengan Warner Music sebab buat event ni.
因为我们也比较少接触马来歌手，所以就看到有马来歌手上台的时候，也发现其实不同种族有他们自己喜欢的歌手，然后现场的气氛其实也是依旧热闹这样子啦。尽管我们是华人的部分，可是我们也会跟着现场的气氛而把那个热潮带起来这样子。对对对。
Aside from the artist performances, the festival also invited content creator Peyo to introduce the latest features of the newly launched OOO Reno 14, and he didn't disappoint the crowd with his amazing energy.
Di mana? Orang Malaysia di mana? Cantik.
OOO Music Festival isn't just any festival. It brings all local talents and music fans together on one stage and let them shine. It's surely a Satu Malaysia moment. Let's hope we get to see OOO 2.0 very soon with gathering more of local gems. This is Jocelyn Xiaoqi for the InkSlingers TV.
The Bon Odori Festival has long symbolized the friendship between Malaysia and Japan, drawing thousands each year to celebrate the beginning of summer through Japanese traditional folk dance, food, and music. This year, Malaysia's Bon Odori marked its 49th anniversary at a new venue in Sunway City, now expanded into a 2-day celebration. Chong Carmen brings us a closer look at the lively atmosphere and cultural highlights.
Sunway City is hosting the 49th Bon Odori, an event that brings Japanese culture to life through food, dance, and music. Visitors are enjoying a vibrant atmosphere and a variety of activities throughout the day. Here's a closer look at some of the highlights from the event. The Bon Odori Festival is organized by the Japan Club of Kuala Lumpur, the Japanese School of Kuala Lumpur, and the Embassy of Japan together with Sunway City. It's a fun way for everyone to experience Japanese culture right here in the city. One of the main highlights is the Bon Odori dance and drum performances. The students from the Japanese School of Kuala Lumpur puts on a great show, and the best part is everyone's invited to dance along.
This Bon Odori is a 2-day event, so yesterday and also today. So today will be the last day lah. So it's promoting about like Japanese culture, their food and beverages lah. Here actually we have a lot of performance here, drum performance, dance performance, and also there's quite a lot of performance inside also lah. And then also not to forget, we as a Sunway Super, we also have our own loyalty program. So if let's say if you are a guest, you can actually enjoy up to 20% off lah when you shop here. Later on, they will have the Bon Odori dance. I think that's what people are actually looking for lah.
There are tons of food stalls here from Pingming Market, serving all kinds of Japanese street food, such as ramen, takoyaki, and so much more. It's definitely a must-try for food lovers. If you want to really get into the festival vibe, you can even rent a yukata. It's a casual summer kimono that people usually wear to festivals in Japan. It definitely makes the experience extra special. The whole event has a super lively, friendly atmosphere. You see people of all ages, some dressed up in colorful yukatas, just enjoying the music, food, and dance together. It's all about having fun and celebrating together. From lively performances to authentic Japanese street food, Bon Odori has truly brought the summer festival spirit to life here in Sunway City. This is John Carmen reporting from the InkSlingers TV.
And that's all the entertainment news we have for this edition. I'm Aoyong Shannon.
Thanks, Shannon. And that brings us to the end of this edition of InkSlingers TV. I'm Isha Rosli.
And I'm Gu Nixin. See you next time.